Yo, what is going on, everybody? Carnage back here again, and today I'm coming back at you with a little nice decent haul of some comics that I bought for my uncle because he was selling his collection. And well, I mean, he wasn't selling it, he wanted me to sell it for him. This is basically what was left over of stuff that I wanted personally. A lot of very good stories, a couple first appearances. But without any further ado, let's get on to the book that's, well, I'm going to start from like the smallest and then go up from there. The first one is The Mighty Thor, issue number 336. And mostly got this just because that's just a very cool cover. It is a little dinged up in the top left or top right hand corner. It is kind of a little bent up there, but it's not color breaking, so that's pretty good. Yeah, actually it's a little color breaking right there, but I mean, other than that, pretty gorgeous book. And this is actually the comic book before Beta Ray Bill's first appearance, which is pretty cool. The next one up is Amazing Spider-Man issue 248. And main reason why I wanted this one is because this is actually a very heartwarming story about Spider-Man. This is the kid who collects Spider-Man story. And for those of you who do not know what this is, Spider-Man basically goes to this kid, hangs out with him, reveals his identity to him, and basically just gets to know this kid. But the sad thing about this is this kid does have leukemia, and the kid only has a few weeks left to live, and his biggest wish was to see Spider-Man and have a conversation with him. And that's basically what Peter Parker does in this. And it's such a cool thing because just look at the surprise on that boy's face. Just so cool. And that's basically why Spider-Man is the number one. And then next up, is Amazing Spider-Man issue 137. And this is the second appearance of Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. And this is a pretty cool one. This was actually one of the first books that I pulled out when I was looking through my uncle's stuff. And I thought it was pretty cool. And I haven't read through it yet, but I mean, kind of tempted to just because it's a pretty cool story. And there's Green Goblin just shooting his little laser finger, just all creepily. Love it. It does have a bit of a spine roll, but that should be, easily fixable. Alright. And then this next book, I mostly got just because I thought it was, pretty cool. First appearance of a couple of characters. This is the first appearance of the Soviet super soldiers. But the main one that I was excited about was Ursa Major, right there, the big bear. And that's the main reason why I got this book, just because I really do like Ursa Major as a character, because he's a big Russian bear. Like, he is a bear that speaks specifically Russian. And it's just so good. So good. And I'm trying to find the first panel. Yep, there we go. And as you can see in that one panel where he's shaking hands with someone, and then down here it just sees the hand growing more. It's so cool. And it's actually a pretty, decent shape for being locked in a chest for like 30-40 years. And I should also mention that the uncle I bought these from is also the same uncle that gifted me the Hulk 181, which, let me just say thank you again, Uncle Scott. You're the most badass person ever, and I really love and respect you. So thank you again, Uncle Scott. Alright, and this next book is one that I've actually been looking for since they announced Into the Spider-Verse Part 2, or you know what I mean, like Into the Spider-Verse movie that just came out, where the main villain is a Spot. that is this book right here. This is his first ever appearance in, what is it? Yep, Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man issue 98. Let me just say, like, I just remember watching the spot for the first time in the 90s cartoon. Let me just say, just so happy that he finally got, live action. Just because he was always kind of a character that always was in the back of my head. And there he is, our beautiful boy getting his powers. Such a good story. And I also have his first cover appearance on my wall, right over there. It's a little difficult to see, but I know it's in like a couple of my collection videos, so feel free to check those out. Alright, and this next book is a very cool first appearance. That is the Amazing Spider-Man issue 210, and this is the first appearance of Madam Web, the original one, the old lady one, before, what's her name? Julia Carpenter? Yeah, Julia Carpenter, the Spider-Woman that was in the black suit. This is, oh shoot, okay. This is basically her predecessor. And it's pretty cool. Very beautiful looking cover. I know my uncle also did have the second appearance, but I sold that one off. And like originally I wasn't thinking about keeping that one because I was like, I don't really know the character of Madam Web very well. But then I was like, but because I'm trying to, collect all the Amazing Spider-Man books I can. Well, actually, any Spider-Man book I can that I don't have. But Spider-Man books are kind of a little difficult to find out in the wild sometimes, just because he is very, very popular. But let me just say, finding my uncle's stuff was pretty phenomenal. And I'm down to the last two books, the two biggest books that were in his collection. Well, personally to me, the two biggest books I could find in his collection, excluding the Hulk 181. That were books I definitely was going to pick up no matter what. And the first one is just a super iconic cover, super iconic first appearance of a villain. And that is Amazing Spider-Man issue 238, the first appearance of the Hobgoblin. And let me just say, this book right here, so beautiful, man. Like I mean, it's almost perfect too. Like, it is missing the what are they called? Tattoos. Like it says down there, it does not have the tattoos. But I mean, other than that, this book is basically perfect. Other than like very, very minor spine tick and a little mess up right there on the cover. But I mean, excluding that, like, this book is beautiful. And now on to the biggest book I've actually been wanting for, I don't even know how long, like ever since I first saw the character in I can't remember what it was, Superhero Squad. Like, if you remember that, Kitty cartoon that came out in like 2000, I think like 2007, 2008, that had toys going along with them. This is actually the first appearance of my personal favorite space character, Beta Ray Bill. And let me just say, like, this was a book that I was truthfully gonna give my uncle the money for as soon as I saw it in the collection. Just because that, like, this is just someone that I've always been, very interested in as a character, just because it's a horseman, dude. Just a horse dude. And it's so funny, and it's so cool. Just because the first ever person to pick up Thor's hammer, other than Thor himself, was a horse. Or Thor and Odin were the only two people to pick up the hammer for the longest time. And then they were like, fuck it, horse dude. dude, it's just so cool and so beautiful, and I just love it. And again, big shout out to you, Uncle Scott. And I do apologize if this video has been kind of a little, dark. I am doing this at 10 o'clock at night, facing my, what's the word? Window. I forgot the word, sorry. But yeah, let me just say, it's so cool that I now have all these books in my collection. And I'm not gonna, sugarcoat on how much I paid for it. Like my uncle told me I could have 30% of all the profits, so I did take 30% off each book, excluding the cheaper ones, because one of them was a $10 book and the other one was a $3 book, but the rest of it was like 20, 60, and the other, the two biggest ones were like 100 each. No, because yeah, 100 each, the ones that were very highly priced. But anyway, altogether, I paid a total of $290 for that little stack right there. And let me just say, that money is going to, help my uncle, because, with all the money I've helped him get from this, I want to say it's close to $2,000 that I basically just got for him just for selling all this stuff that he had in a chest for 30, 40 years, maybe even longer, because he had a Hulk 181, and let me just say that's just so, it still just does not seem real that I am the owner of that book now, man. And the other day I did, I can't afford to send it off to CGC at the moment just because it's kind of expensive to do that at the moment for me, just because they go by, how much the book is worth, and then they give you a percentage of what they're going to charge you for it, and that's just a little too expensive for me. But I could afford to get that just because I did have some money saved up, just in case of an emergency. And I think the emergency was, giving the money to my uncle. So, but anyway, I rambled on too long about that. But anyway, I want to thank everyone for watching this video. I do appreciate it. If you like this video, leave a comment down below, like the video, subscribe. And without any further ado, I'll let you guys go for the night. So hope you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.